Here we go again. This stuff just keeps getting crazier. Don Julio and Casamigos were just hit with another class action lawsuit. And this one is even more damning in its accusations than the first one, accusing not only Diageo, but also the CRT, the regulatory body of tequila, of creating a shady, shadowy enterprise, and also accusing them of racketeering or RICO charges. You know, the thing that they use to charge Al Capone and try to take down organized crime with. And due to some absolutely excellent reporting from Felisa Rogers over at Mezcalitas, we get to dive into all of the juicy details. But before we get into the details of the new class action lawsuit, let's first pour ourselves a glass of some good tequila and also do a quick little recap of everything that we know so far. We did an entire video that you can check out right here about the initial lawsuit filed back in May. And you can go give that a watch if you'd like, but I'll give you kind of like the short little TLDR version. Diageo, the parent company of both Casamigos and Don Julio, were originally hit with a class action lawsuit at the beginning of May. While they were promoting their products as premium and that they were 100% Blue Weber agave, the lawsuit alleges that in fact they were neither of those things, neither premium nor do they actually contain 100% Blue Weber agave. And it was filed in New York by a law firm called Hagens Berman that has a pretty long track record of taking on larger companies in class action lawsuits. They've taken on ExxonMobil, Enron, and a couple of other ones. They have been, you know, well, usually successful in a lot of these. So basically, overall, the lawsuit is claiming that Diageo knowingly and willingly lied to all of their consumers about what was actually in these bottles to make more money. I know, shocking, shocker for all of us. Who would have thunk it? So then what's new? What's this new lawsuit about and what's actually different this time? Well, quite a lot, actually. First of all, this new lawsuit was filed in California by a law firm called Barron and Budd in conjunction with Hagens Berman, the original firm that filed the original lawsuit. This latest complaint alleges RICO charges, which, like I alluded to at the beginning of this is the law that was created to take down organized crime in America, and it stands for Racketeering, Influenced, hold on, I gotta look this up. Racketeer, Influence, and Corrupt Organizations Act. Basically, you know, it was the thing that they used to take down, or they tried to take down a lot of organized crime in America. People like Al Capone, and also they just recently tried to charge Diddy with this. This is a very serious allegation. And it also implicates people further than Diageo in this. The lawsuit basically claims that the CRT, the controlling regulatory body of tequila, in conjunction with Diageo and a few other entities, basically created a shadowy enterprise called the Adulterated Tequila Enterprise, or at least that's what the lawsuit is calling them. I don't think they had a badge that said, hey, we are the Adulterated Tequila Enterprise. I'm sure they're not calling themselves that, but that's what the lawsuit claims, that is using that as the term for them. Basically, it's saying that ever since the CRT's founding in 1994, they've all been colluding to allow Diageo to basically skirt and put whatever they want into their products and basically just approve them and say that they're fine and good to go. Which, if true, means that the CRT from its very beginning was a corrupt organization, which is a huge claim. And again, I want to make it clear, I'm not making these claims. I'm just reiterating the lawsuit findings that Felisa Rogers reported on in her incredible reporting on Mezcalistas. And the attorneys claim to have hard evidence of this adulteration of these products. They say that they have lab results that prove that Casamigos and Don Julio products contain substantial amounts of alcohol that are not derived from agave. And in fact, they're not tequila at all. According to their lab results and documents, tests reveal that Casamigos Blanco only contains 33% alcohol derived from agave, while the Reposado contains 42% of their alcohol derived from agave. Meanwhile, Don Julio Blanco purportedly only has 42% of the alcohol derived from agave, while their 1942 only has 33% of their alcohol deriving from agave. I'm no math whiz kid, I'm no mathematician, but none of those numbers sound like 100% agave, which, if you look right here, it says 100% agave on the front of that bottle, and it says tequila 100% agave azul, which is, you know, the same thing on the Casamigos bottle here that I have. Now, while that is incredibly shocking and also incredibly not shocking even in the slightest if you've ever tasted any of these products or, you know, are in the tequila community at all, it's going to be insanely difficult to prove RICO charges. I mean, come on, they couldn't even get them to stick on Diddy, and they had a lot of evidence there. They did, I think. I mean, shit, I'm pretty sure they did. My whole point, I digress. My whole point is, it's going to be insanely difficult to get these charges to stick. Not only are they going up against Diageo, which is a massive corporation, they're also going up against the CRT, and they're backed by a lot of people with a lot of money. But what this new lawsuit does show, it's that it's further corroborating things that people have been talking about for a very long time. Felice has been reporting on it for pretty much all of this year. There's been a lot of allegations kind of coming to light, from the Mexican agave farmers to the original lawsuit, and she's done incredible reporting on her website, and if you haven't checked it out, you really should. But putting these things into evidence and putting them on the record is going to just further help the conversation and talk about the transparency in the industry, which so many people have been calling for, especially those agave farmers, who are the ones who are probably the most impacted by this. Yes, the class action lawsuit is being filed by consumers, and so in theory, all consumers can benefit from it to a degree, but I think the real fight is going to benefit the people who produce these incredible spirits. And of course, everyone is innocent until proven guilty in America. At least I think that's the rule of law supposed to still stand. Usually, I think. Who knows at this point? 2025, things are crazy. But these new allegations are absolutely insane, because not only are they providing, or they say they have proof that they are adulterated, they have actual numbers and facts and lab tests. They're also now implicating a larger criminal shadowy organization, which I know this sounds like a movie plot, and like it's really kind of crazy to think that this could be coming to light through like products, but like that's it's been hinted at, and people have accused people of this for a very long time without any hard evidence. So this evidence kind of being put into court filings is really fascinating. If you remember back when I made a whole video about what is going on with Tequila Matchmaker and all of those situations last year, this new lawsuit really paints all of those happenings in a brand new light. And it really gives a lot of context to all the things that went on and are actually still going on as Tequila Matchmaker is fighting the CRT in court, not only in Mexico, but also in the USA. This new lawsuit is a massive, huge development. Again, we have to wait to see how it plays out, to see how things develop, but RICO charges, man, that is wild. I never thought like a RICO charge would come out of this. I mean, I still don't think it'll stick. I really don't. Again, look at Diddy. But if it does, that's massive. And of course, this is still going to be played out. A lot of people are playing this down on the internet, saying that nothing will come from this, and maybe it won't, right? Maybe it won't. Nothing will come from this. But if it does, this will shake up the entire industry. And I actually still believe that even just the allegations will shake up the entire industry. And it's going to be fascinating to see how this plays out. Anyway, cheers to that. I'm going to keep sipping on some great tequila and avoiding these two, especially now that we have somewhat proof that they are adulterated. So anyway, for everybody that yelled at me for making videos talking about these brands, I don't know, it feels kind of nice to be sitting here right now. Anyway, cheers.